Movies and books aren't the only things that may instill panic, fear, and sheer terror. We also have the video game industry to fuel our anxieties as well. From Resident Evil to Silent Hill, there is something there for everyone. Can video games be just as scary as movies? In my experience, I'd say yes. It's just a different medium. But it doesn't make it any less prominent when it comes to getting their messages across. Here are a few of my favorite video games that had me quivering in my boots. So turn down the lights, grip that controller firmly, and press play. I hope you have some extra lives handy. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is based on a Harlan Ellison short story. It's possibly one of the strangest and most disturbing of games you will ever play. After an AI named Am obliterates humanity, with the exception of 5 people, the computer proceeds to torture these survivors endlessly. The imagery in the game can often be more than a little disturbing, and this is one title that may not have jump scares or many monsters. Instead, it plays on the mind and keeps you thinking about it long after you stopped playing. In Amnesia: The Dark Descent, you play someone who awakes in a strange castle, not knowing who you are or how you got there. You must find your way through this strange place. The main character of the game can also suffer from fear and loss of sanity, which manifests as visual and auditory disturbances. These are triggered by spending too long in the dark or coming into contact with monsters. The more freaked out he is, the harder it is to remain undetected. BioShock may not be classified as a horror game, but it truly has some scary moments. As you traverse through the undersea city of Rapture, things get more and more disturbing. In one trip to Fort Frolic, you find it dotted with what appears to be plaster-covered mannequins. These are all simple statues, and creepy ones at that, but when you return to a room later on to find the statues gone, you can't help but be scared. And this is justified, as these statues not only become some of BioShock's most deadly foes, but they like to appear behind you and scare the living daylights out of you. In Clock Tower, you play Jennifer, and you have to solve the usual kinds of point-and-click puzzles, but these are often interrupted by your constant pursuer, Bobby. He's a psychotic, giant scissor-wielding killer, and when he attacks, you need to fend him off so you can run and find a place to hide. Jennifer's state of mind depicts her handling of Bobby. If she's calm, you'll find it easier to run away and hide. If she becomes stressed and starts to panic, she's more likely to try and tackle Bobby, or can even trip up whilst running. It's a clever addition, and the constant threat of Bobby's attacks makes even solving a puzzle a nerve-straining experience. Finally, in Dead Space, you are trapped on board the Ishimura, a deep space mining ship that's been overrun by grotesque creatures that were once the crew. You're alone and have to find out what happened to everyone, and your wife. Then you have to deal with the danger and escape. It's a simple, almost cliched setup, sure, but it's delivered so well with a brilliant limb-slicing combat mechanic and plenty of environmental hazards and puzzles thrown in for good measure. The enemy threat of the necromorphs is truly frightening. Better hope you have plenty of ammunition on hand, because this trip won't be easy. And we've come to the end of another thrilling episode. Perhaps these have piqued your interest. If so, be sure to check them out. Till next time, I'll be seeing you.